mean? We haven't picked any questions yet.
You got your Audacity on?
Yeah, I have it on.
All right. Hello, everyone. So.
No. Oh, my gosh.
Don't cut it. Go on. Do your intro.
What is up, guys, and welcome to the VisualWood podcast, episode number 66. Yeah, so I'm not here with anybody here, so it's just going to be me.
I have a question for you, Matt. So
no, we don't.
Last podcast, we were talking about how Richie came up and kind of got in your and said to Joe straight away, "Hey, we have channels." However, a bit of controversy, bit of popcorn eating action in the comments. He said, "Wait! I came rolled up and said we had channels to who? I have no memory of this, so the context of your story is a bit out of whack. I would never roll up to a big YouTuber and just immediately announce having a channel too, unless it somehow fit into the conversation. Don't do me like that." So, Matt, who do I believe?
Just believe Bogarter. It's just that simple. It's just like, can we move on now?
He didn't want to talk about it, guys.
All right. Well, Bogarter had a few drinks before we went to the hotel.
But your story was that then Joe got all affected by it.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that on the pod. I never said that on the pod. You see, when Potatoes is trying to cause something, me and Bog are tight. You can't break this bond. Potatoes,
dude, maybe I'm trying to break the bond. Maybe I got to get you two apart so I can get in with him. What do you think about that?
Oh, I see how it is.
So it's been a good week, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about the trip all over again, I suppose.
Right, obviously.
I did have some interesting stuff, actually. One of the only questions that we got for this pod is actually about, we both did interviews, and people are kind of wondering, how is that? Are we in competition with one another? How do you feel about
no, not this. I always cringe when I see the comments "oh, this is the best Colin interview." I was like, no, guys, I don't want to be in a competition because, I don't want to be in a competition. I don't want
the comments that make me
feels?
happiest.
Huh? Say again.
The comments that make me happiest are when they specifically put out in the comment section, "This video was better than Matt Visual's video."
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Well, I go to all 5 of my YouTube accounts, give those little thumbs. Hell yes.
Well, that actually was posted quite a bit on my channel as well. So, they're there.
Yeah, but mine came after yours.
I cringe at stuff like that, even if it's for me. Not that I dislike it or anything like that. It's just, I'm doing my thing, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to go away from news a little bit, because everyone was doing it at the time. Dante was doing it, you were doing it, I was doing it, Bog was doing it, everyone on YouTube was doing it, And I just I want to do some creative stuff, and that's why I always did the legendary guides and just weird stuff, and World v World roaming, and when that wasn't popular, but now it's crazy popular. But yeah,
legendary guides are classic Matt Visual at this point.
It is classic. I have brought some of that. Finally, there's actually something to talk about in Guild Wars 2, because people have been asking for that classic Matt Visual, and there was nothing to do it for. That's just it. That's the reason why I never made videos for months, because there's just nothing worth my time.
Nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about. And now there is, and then that's why you got these videos. That's why you got the video on the overview. That's why you got the video on the support role in Stonehold, really? Stronghold.
Stonehold.
Wow, Stronghold.
What was it that I saw and I said to you, "Hey, dude, this is a super classic video"? Was it your Masteries video?
Yeah, it was not Masteries. I think it was the overview video. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the overview. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It felt super old school Matt Visual. It was "Hey, where's this guy been? Hey, how's it going? Can I wipe my hand on my thigh and shake yours,
But let me explain my interview here, because I left some of the parts in so you guys can know that I had, I was on the clock, basically,
Yeah.
So I was I'm not just... So I was good under pressure. It was fine. I wasn't prepared. I was just kind of always working for the last 5 hours, and I just got shoved in there okay, we're ready to go, right? And I'm all right, setting up the camera. I'm all by myself, and I'm in a room filled with a bunch of camera people and the PR guy, the global PR guy, and Colin Johansson. And I remember talking to Doc. Doc was like, "Man, how did you do it? How did you just stay calm? I didn't know I was gonna be in a room filled with people and stuff." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't. it's one of those
This
things
is not
where it's just
boasting,
kind of
right? Yeah.
it's just like you kind of visualize that you're just with Colin, you know, you're not paying attention to anybody else, and you're just having a conversation with them and trying, you know, not necessarily I don't need to try to not focus on everybody else because I'm just okay with, and I never used to be like that, just being okay with just acting a fool regardless of what people think of me. You know,
Right,
and just
yeah.
being, you know, just being goofy, being myself, you know. And I mean, I have different shades to me. Sometimes I'm very calm, sometimes I'm very goofy, or whatever. But like, I just got a comfortable. I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't think it's recently, but because usually I stay quiet. Like I talked about this before. I usually stay quiet around certain people. You know, not to just.
What do you mean certain people?
Like I don't know. Like if they're not part of my world. If not part of, like, they don't know anything about games, you know, they're the people
right,
who,
yeah,
they're the people who they know everything about games from the TV, you know, and what the news tell them. Grand Theft Auto's bad, gaming causes violence, blah 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 blah, all that spiel. So, you know, I use it quite around that, but when I'm around my people, it's so easy to just be like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna be like looked at,
which is what that entire trip would have been. You know?
Yeah, but I think I rambled on a little bit too much there. But yeah, it was great. It was great.
Your point was that you were on the clock. Matt actually showed me as well, guys, the unedited version of the start of the interview.
Right.
I cannot, which was pretty interesting. Kind of the way that I think when you were like, don't worry, Colin. A lot of this is gonna get cut out, and I basically said the exact same thing at the start of my intro as well. Like, oh, just cut out awkward stuff. You're just doing your thing, showing him. What the hell were those potatoes, dude? Like, what?
I told you, Stefan was like, oh, you know what would be cool if you have just a potato, and during the interview, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if he said it during the interview, but it came like we were just tossing ideas. And he's like, yeah, all right. He said, all right, I'm gonna get a potato. And then when he tells I guess whoever he told to go get the potato, they brought back actual potatoes cooked and diced and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's like,
in the bag, yeah.
I didn't, you know, clarify that I wanted just a raw potato because I was going to eat the raw potato. No lie.
Ew.
I was, yeah, just to make the joke that I was going to eat you.
Do you want to go out for some coffee?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because you got to take me on a date in order to take me home. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Classy potato.
So yeah, that's what happened. It was really old by the time I got to the interview. I was just carrying it around with me, and global PR guy, man, his name is a very not weird name. I think I have it in my phone, but I'm not going to stop the podcast to look at it.
Hey, global PR guy, you have a weird name.
No.
Nice.
It's something out of. It's not like Steve. It's not like a regular name like John or anything like that. Oh, I'm sorry, John. I love you. I love your name. I love your name. Anyways, yeah. So, just they're. Colin was like, dude, you need to throw this away, dude. Like, don't eat this. Don't eat this, dude. It was great. But yeah, I only had like 17 minutes. And I went a little bit longer, tried to sneak in some more questions, but I wish I had more questions. There was a lot more I wanted to ask him, you know, about the fight, about a lot of stuff that was in the demo.
Man. Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, I wish I had more interviews other than just Colin, but I knew I had to get Colin. Because people wanted me to interview Colin, and
did you have options for other people?
No,
as well?
They just randomly picked it for us, and I think it was just too late to be like, oh, I want more. You know, so Bog got a lot more. Bog got more. Everyone else got more. I only got one, and Joe only got one too. I only got Colin, but except he just took everything. He's a nice guy, but you know. He uses his YouTube magic a little bit to extend his time a little bit, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Wow. See, I kind of took liberties with mine as well. Would you have been annoyed with me? Going in after? And I was like at the very end of the day. There was only one person.
Yeah, I would have been annoyed, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
But
see,
what if,
meeting
I
you
said
for
I
the
wanted
first
it
time,
more?
it's not going to just like, okay, yo, you just, you kind of jip me out of my content here. You know what I'm saying? What's up, dog? What's up?
I just ran away.
Recorded it, you know?
I just ran away for a second to
peck.
get my phone, okay? Because I have notes and notes and notes and notes and notes of questions that I wanted to ask and then never did in the end.
Oh.
And man, some of these I was so sour about how I couldn't, like, There's just so many. How far into the future were you looking into? Like, have you got season 3 concepted out?
Yeah.
Or like 11 World of season 4 kind of thing. There's just so many questions. It's unbelievable, especially for like Izzy, and that was the sad thing. That's why I desperately want to like start doing them again. You know, like or maybe actually start doing them on a somewhat regular basis. There's some podcasts out there in the Guild Wars 2 community that actually do have devs and stuff. I believe there's a German one that consistently has like lore devs and stuff go on there and talks about different things, and like that's just so cool.
We should probably
and,
do that as like a separate show. Just have like a separate show we do. Yeah.
So I don't know. I was gonna read some of these questions out, but now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, they're actually maybe not that good. I don't know. It was a furious day filled with just typing stuff down constantly, like going in there completely unprepared and being like, all right, here we go.
But it's funny. I showed you that clip, and we both told them in the beginning. I didn't have it in my actual interview for everyone to see, but you guys and the Patreon guys know. Like I said, we're just gonna have a casual talk. You know, we're just gonna chill with that, relax. And I told him that before as well when we were talking, because we talked like 2 times before, and we had like a big conversation about stuff. The thing is also with the questions is a lot of I asked.
It's okay. Look, we're all there with you, dude.
I don't know. I've been getting it right all this time. It's so weird. I get it right all this time, and then I go back. I just digress again. It's crazy. A lot of those questions got answered from devs when I wasn't recording. I talked to Bobby for quite a bit, you know, and there's a lot of conversations we had. Of course, I can't say it on here. And, you know, all these things.
Wait, you haven't even told me about those.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
No, because we haven't had time. You just disappear. You just disappear.
What are you talking about? He's going on about this again, guys.
Online, son.
He's going on about this again. This is ridiculous.
Listen,
all right, after
you
this
have a
podcast,
secret
you tell me
life.
what Bobby said.
You have a secret
You tell me
life.
what Bobby said after this is over, right?
I won't tell you what Bobby said after this podcast.
Wink. Oh my god.
But yeah, all right. Let's move on.
Well, one of the questions, by the way, I think I mentioned this on a previous pod, so I will mention it to everyone. That I never asked in my interview. This one I specifically chose not to. There was an interview between Colin. This was at PAX South, and a girl who was like representing a Wild versus Wild community. I can't remember the name of the interview or who did it, but she asked him at one point about like how Heart of Thorns got its name or whatever, and Colin told a story about how everyone in the company pitched in on the name, and in the end there were like 4 specific names that everyone voted on, and Heart of Thorns won like immaculately. You know, it was way above all the other options, and so that's what the expansion ended up being named. One of the things I went to Brighton curious about was I was like, oh, I should ask the devs what those other names were if all the devs had input. You know, maybe they'll... But anytime I ever brought it up to anyone, no one seemed to have any idea what I was talking about. So, either they were just hiding it for whatever reason, but when I finally came to the interview, I was like, it's actually probably useless to ask this question. I'd pretty much in private asked them anyway, and yeah, people just didn't seem to know. So, that kind of sucked, because it's a cool story. I just wonder what Heart of Thorns could have also been called, you know? Like, Guild Wars 2 Hot still doesn't sit right with me, ever so slightly, you know?
Really? Yeah, all those hashtags, accidental hashtags. Yeah.
Do you think? But you like that. You like the kind of the VisualWood style of the thing as well, right?
Yeah, I like those type of names.
Yeah. Maybe. All right.
So you want it to be so different from everything else, like he was not Heroes of the New Earth. Is that no hard
Heroes of the Heart of the
Heroes of Blizzard Heroes, right? Was it?
Yeah.
HOTS. There's like 2 things that have HOTS.
Yeah, one of them is the StarCraft expansion, Heart of the Swarm.
Heart of the Swarm.
And then the other one is I can't remember.
Well, there you go. There you go, guys. Professionalism. We're on the top of the ball today. We're on the. I should say ask a couple more times. Ask. Oh, now I got it. I don't know. Like my brain farts sometimes. Your brain just lets out a little fart out your ear.
No. I can't say that. That sounds pretty bad, actually, bro. I'd check that.
So you're getting a new PC?
Yeah. So this is a bit of news. I guess.
Better videos, 60 FPS.
A while ago, a lot of people won't know this, it's like an unlisted video on my channel. If you followed the subreddit when it was sort of formed, I actually started opening up, I created a donation link. I don't like push it out or ever really talk about it. This is probably the most public place I've like properly talked about it, I guess. Which I wasn't anticipating, but there you go. I set up a donation link and I said, look, there are some people out there who just really want to contribute, and so now they had this opportunity, and I did a little video talking about my thoughts on it, which you can still find. It's unlisted, so you won't find it just by regularly browsing the channel. You have to find the link, which is on the subreddit, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I did that, and one of the things I was talking about when that happened was I just kind of wanted the two main things. Number one is like a really nice audio setup. Number two was to improve my PC so that I can start rendering at a reasonable times, and most importantly, so that when Heart of Thorns comes out, I can run the game as beautiful as it possibly can look, while capturing at 60 frames because of the Elgato, and, you know, gem effects is a really, really awesome thing I want to start looking into. The FOV change is coming in, first-person mode is coming in, like, the game is going to look beautiful, like incredible. And so like I've been really stringently trying to save up and, you know, collect what I can and save up from paychecks that I get in, and finally yesterday I ordered a few new components, so it won't be like a total upgrade. I'll be still using the same PSU and hard drives and SSD, but I got a new motherboard, CPU, RAM. I'm still using my old heatsink, which I think is actually still a very good heatsink, and so that's fine. And the last thing I need is a new case, but I'm like, we're gonna have to wait for that, I guess. I don't want to go on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. I'm looking forward to it. Matt doesn't seem to think, however, guys, that I should go with an like an AMD card when I finally upgrade the GPU as well.
You should stay away from AMD until they, I don't know. I guess with the console money, because they're in both consoles, maybe they can push out this new card and it will be nice. But the past 2 years, even probably a little bit more than that, they've just been messing up really bad. Heat problems all over the place, smashing two cards together and tossing it out for the consumer and say, oh, here. You know, it's just like, here you go. Like, no, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't want you to spend your money on it and then you're like, yo, dude, this is not good. This is, you know, I wasted my money on it. Now I have to wait for the next 2 months when YouTube finally decides to pay me.
The funny thing about this is one of the things, at least, all these other reasons are far more important, but one of the things that catalyzed me purchasing this was my current GPU, which is like a 7950, right? Died on me, and I think it could have been because I had it clocked wrong and it was just being a bit of a douche or whatever, and it completely just went out. And instead of messing about in safe mode and stuff and doing all of that nonsense, I just decided, screw it, I'll just go get my old card. So then I put I can't actually remember what NVIDIA card I've got. It's like a 460 or something. Like, it's quite an old card. Dropped that in the computer, and it's like that card is like 2-3 years older than the one I had in it, but my frames in Guild Wars 2 have been affected by maybe like 4 frames. Yep. That's it. That's the only difference. So that's like, oh god.
That's why I got frustrated and I made that video, because I had an AMD before and I had pretty good AMD. It was a recent one, 8 core. You know, when they were coming out with those, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was about like 2 years ago or so, and maybe a little bit more. Yeah, 2 years ago. And when I upgraded, it was like night and day difference with the Intel card. It's just not card, CPU. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's so much better. Now, when I switched my graphics card, the difference was like, I don't know, like 5, maybe 10-ish frames in some places. As soon as I upgraded the CPU, it was just like, whoa, extra 20, 30 frames. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and that's really good for us as well as like video makers too. So like, we kind of get to double dip.
And now we're doing like that 60 FPS thing constantly, you know. We kind of want to make sure. I
mean, when my GPU died, I took off the overclocking and stuff that I'd put on my PC. So now I'm back down at the currently I'm on an i7 860. This is like one of the first i7s to come out. Like, it runs at 2.8 as a default clock speed, okay? Now, I had that pushed up to like 3.7, so I was doing pretty well with it, in my opinion. But now that that's like gone again, and I can't be bothered to go through the whole rigmarole considering I got a new CPU coming, it means any video I render until like Wednesday of next week, is going to be slow as all hell. It took me like 4 hours to render that interview. It's a half-an-hour video. It took me like 4 hours to do.
That's pretty bad, dude.
On my and it's because the CPU, but I didn't want to change my handbrake settings and stuff. I didn't want to drop down to 30 FPS and do all that. So it's so bad now that I've like declocked it. I'm like, I just need, please bring components. I don't care if I'm down to the wire. I guess I'll wait a couple of months and then get the GPU and then wait a few more and then get this case and then it'll be good and I'll be very happy. But I got to change that now, man. But yeah, it's more excitement rather than the frustration. I'm really looking forward to getting a new chip and it should be cool. And people should see a difference too. And then after that, then we'll look at Matt's crazy, spend $25,000 on an audio setup.
$25,000. I don't got nowhere
Dude,
near
that's
that
how
type of
I
money.
feel when you talk about your audio. When you're like, this is the microphone I got. I look at the price. I'm like,
I save a lot of money. I just save. All I do is save, and then buy like the stuff. People have heard my philosophy. I could buy the cheap stuff, but I'd rather save and get the good stuff, and it will last forever. You know, for instance, my Rode boom arm, right, that I put my mic on because I was using like a regular mic boom, you know, what people use in like, I guess like when you're playing the drums or you're at the keyboard at the, you know, playing the piano, one of those. But I didn't have one that actually connected to the desk and, you know, I can move it in and out of my general space.
You love that boom.
Yeah, I do.
You actually love it.
It is probably the best thing I've bought. Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's just that good. It's really.
Do you want to give everyone a demonstration? Do you want to move it away right now, as if you weren't recording?
Yeah. So when I'm done recording, I just move it away just like this.
Oh, listen to that. That sounded amazing.
Just like bring it back. But yeah, that I could have got something that was like half the price, but I was like, nope. It may not hold up the microphone or any microphones I get later on, so I might as well just get the good one. I spent the extra $50 on it, and it was worth it. It's stuff like that. But yeah. Done with talking about technical stuff. What have you been playing?
Oh, so well, I'll ask you first because I'm interested, I guess, in what you've been playing. What you've been playing? Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. I played this when I was young. I didn't finish it, and when I was young, I don't know. When I was young, I didn't really consume media as well as I do now.
You say this, yes, quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like I was an idiot back then. I really do.
Wow.
I really do. I feel like I've gotten smarter over the years.
That's a mark of getting old, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of notice a few things.
When I was a kid.
I guess I was more focused on other things, and I think that's what the problem was. I certainly like Kingdom Hearts. I was like right on that, and I guess it's because it was voice acting, and I was young, and you know that was before I started reading a ton of books. But yeah, like back then I played it way back then, and I don't know, I didn't give it as much love as I should have. And now I'm going back to it after a friend of mine, Randy, he does the Elder Geek videos. He did a video of 25 games for my son, and one of them is Chrono Trigger, and he like goes through like the process of his life and how he ended up playing the game and about the game and blah blah blah. And it's a good video, and it's like, man, you know, everyone talks about how great this game is. I really want to go back and play it.
It is one of those titles, isn't it, that comes up consistently. This is like, it's an RPG, right?
Yeah, it's an RPG. Yeah. And JRPG, and it holds up. Holy crap. It holds up in art style, it holds up in the combat system, which is surprising. It has like the same combat system as Final Fantasy X2. And
it's made by Squaresoft, by the way, guys. Yeah. So these are the same people that were doing the Final Fantasy games.
And I will not try to pronounce the name, but the artist who did Dragon Ball Z.
Oh no, come on, you got to.
No, so yeah,
type it to me and I'll try it. Type it to me.
I have to look it up. You just
don't know it.
When I talk about it, you look it up. You look up the name. No, I don't know that by heart. So
Chrono Trigger artist, right? Name. His name is Akira Toriyama.
There you go.
Toriyama. There you go. Boom.
Boom.
See?
Boom.
Oh, Chrono Trigger was conceived by Hironobu Sakaguchi, producer and creator of the Final Fantasy series. I probably said his name.
That's probably the next step. That's probably the next step for me, learning Japanese names and remembering them. That's probably the next step for me. And then I'll be truly in like geeky world, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
I'm already reading, going back into comics, hardcore again, and blah blah. Like
super into anime.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
you
always
hit
super
all
into
the
anime.
pillars.
That's something
dude.
I've never left. It never goes away.
You hit all the pillars of like
everything,
the things that float around the periphery of nerd.
Yeah. Video games, board games. I've been looking into LARPing. I've been looking into
comics.
I've been into comics. I've in all the nerdy shows, comic book shows, and Agent Carter. That's what I forgot. Holy crap, Agent Carter's amazing. Agent Carter's amazing. Like, I thought it was gonna be another Agent Shield. Like I didn't watch Agent Shield. But not everyone. Shield, is it Agent Shield or Shield Agents?
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield.
Are you talking about the Marvel show?
Sorry, Marvel. Sorry, not DC. Did I say DC? I don't think I said DC.
No, you didn't.
Okay, yeah, Marvel. DC is something else that's gonna come up.
So this is a spin-off of that. Agent Carter is a spin-off of Agents of Shield.
No,
really?
it's not. It's in the same universe. It's just that it's made. It's another Marvel show, so you expect it to be not so well received. And Agents of Shield, I haven't watched it, but I didn't hear good things about it, so I just never gave it a chance over.
No. The start of Agents of Shield was bad, but then I feel like this is just sort of a rule of thumb of heavy scripted drama television, in the past 6 years.
Right. Like Breaking Bad, it starts off really slow.
Yeah, and then people got really into it, and the day that when they released the first Age of Ultron trailer with the the rendition of Pinocchio's puppet string song and stuff, that very first one they did, that was actually like being hinted at because it's in the same timeline as the Avengers movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was being hinted at in the show, and as a special at the end of the show, like in the middle of the credits or after the credits or something, was the very first time ever that trailer was supposed to be shown, but it got leaked online like 24 hours early, so Marvel just sort of embraced it and released it fully. But yeah, the show does a lot of stuff like that, and especially if you're into the movie canon, it's the same universe as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so there's character crossover and stuff. And apparently, yes, it is actually quite a thrilling show. Not that I've watched it.
I will watch it myself because Agent Carter was fantastic, and like I said, I think I've said this more than enough. So I love me some, what do I call it? Independent woman, strong female lead. Right. I love that type of stuff. It's always when you get a woman who can act that role and deliver it well, you get Agent Carter.
Do you know what scares the hell out of me, man?
What?
The fact that you just started talking about that and we got a bit of a conversation out of it. And look at all of this stuff you've been watching. What the hell? We're not even at movies and TV shows. Look at this.
I have way more. I just decided not to put it on the dock.
You watch way too much television.
Not television.
Way too much.
I just watch shows. I don't have a
whatever,
I don't have a
whatever,
TV.
bro. It doesn't matter. Listen, you're more into TV than you are into video games. There, I said it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying you should understand, dude. The amount of TV you like.
But the thing is, I can consume TV way faster than I consume a whole 20-hour game. You see what I'm saying? And since the whole rise of me doing a lot of Guild Wars 2 videos lately, like there's not enough time to really sit down and play through, a Dying Light or any of those games that came out.
Like Chrono Trigger, maybe.
Well, I'm playing that. Forget that. I'm playing that. I don't care. See, videos on Guild Wars.
So how far in are you? How do you feel about it?
I played 2 hours of it. I played 2 hours of it, and it has been fantastic. I'm really getting into it. I'm playing. Of course, people are gonna ask me. I have been playing the Super Nintendo version so far, but I think I might get on the DS as well and play it through that as well. I don't know. I will see. But I got like a CRT shader and everything on my emulator.
Really?
Yeah. Like it looks pretty nice. Because what happens is when you try to play an older game on like a LCD panel, like it doesn't have scan lines or any of that. So it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like it's all like blurry and meshed together. Because really the scan lines really kind of like I add some sharpness to the picture.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know how pixels used to be huge pixels, and you could basically see the pixels and everything like that? Yeah. You never seen like scan lines when you don't know the difference between playing on an LCD and a CRT? Have you played on a CRT way back in the days, right?
So you literally just have a filter that is going over.
Yeah.
You're emulating it.
Yeah. So the image looks sharper.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, but this one looks like a legitimate like TV. It's really weird. Yeah, it's like someone made it. You know, it's not something like.
What's the difference in the DS version then?
Well,
is it not universally accepted because they made too many changes?
Everyone has their own favorite version. Usually, people play the Super Nintendo on emulator or the DS version. That was the DS version has like some translation differences. You know, like with the frog and everything like that. And some people like it over the other. You know, there's a big conversation with that. A lot of people don't like the PlayStation 1 version, and the PS3 version seems to be okay, but the load times is pretty nuts. And
Enix just port their stuff everywhere now. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways, Chrono Trigger is great. Another game that I tried out like the first couple minutes was Super Metroid. Have you ever played that?
The couple of minutes. I've seen Let's Plays of Metroid. The original Metroid,
Super
right?
Metroid, yeah.
Is Super Metroid?
Super Metroid. That game has so much atmosphere. But yeah. I'll move on. But like, man, that's another game I have to finish, is what I'm saying. That's another game I have to finish, is Super Metroid. I have it on Wii U right now. But yeah. Yeah,
Super Metroid's the third one, actually, interestingly enough. 1994. Interesting. Anyway, so speaking of emulators, I've been playing. I've been on a big kick for old PlayStation 1 games for whatever reason, like a big kick. And so some of the earliest PlayStation 1 games that I ever played, and I'm talking like 14 years ago I played these games, so I remember so little of them now. Just small snippets of nostalgia and memory that remain sharp in otherwise a cloudy, foggy skyline of these games, right?
But, amazing explanation.
I know. How poetic was that? Okay. Spyro the Dragon 2 Gateway to Glimmer is one of these games, and I am having a blast playing that, dude. I'm like in the second world now, and I run around it, and you see all these tiny little things that suddenly just kick off. Like there's just euphoria in your brain, like this orb. With you go around the game collecting these orbs, right, and you have to do little challenges for them. And like the first time an orb dropped down, I was like, oh, I remember being so happy picking these things up. And then you remember some of the old like characters. And there's like a bear called Moneybags who wants to take your gems consistently. The music is incredible in them. I remember there was this one bit in the game when I was a kid where I didn't know that you could break walls. And so one of the last collectibles I ever needed in the whole game was like hidden on this level. And I was like, how the hell do I get it? I just cannot figure it out ever. How do I get it? And then eventually I realized you could break walls, and I was just idly running along, and I accidentally smashed into this wall and broke it open, and there the orb was. And now I played it, and I got to that level just really recently, like last night I got to the level, and I was like, yes! I know exactly where I am, and I just sort of charged the wall straight away, broke it, and I was like, screw you, 9-year-old me, I'm like better than you now because I managed to complete this straight away. It was awesome,
I would like
dude.
to do that with Crash Bandicoot. I would love
Crash Bandicoot! And the best thing about the Spyro games, Spyro 1 and Crash 3, I think, was the pairing. They had hidden demos, like Naughty Dog and Insomniac Games used to they were like bros, and you could enter like a cheat code on the main menus of these games, and it would give you a demo to the other one. So, unlike Crash 3 or something, you could play the first level of Spyro 1. And and that was my only way of playing Spyro 1 forever until I eventually got it. And on Spyro 1 or whatever, you could play Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped in Time. Warped in Time was a great game too. I loved Crash 1. There are so many old PS1
Warped in Time, that's the one that the game froze on me when me and my stepbrother were playing. We didn't have a memory card because we didn't have money. And it froze on the last level, and we had to restart from the beginning.
Wow.
We didn't finish it. We didn't have enough time. We had to return it the next night to Blockbuster. Yeah, remember Blockbuster?
Dude, I loved that game. I played that some. That game was awesome as well because it had all the time trials on there, and then you try and get like the silver relic, the gold relic, and then eventually there was the platinum relic too, and you could try and get all of them. What a cool game. And there were like underwater levels in submarines, there were levels on motorcycles, there were levels riding dinosaurs, There were your classic Crash levels. There were giant spaceship battle boss fight in it as well. There was like a UFO kind of race. There were like jet skiing. What a cool game. I hate that there's so little of that around now, right? Like I would love to still be able to play games just like that, but I feel like they just don't exist, or platformers in that kind of spirit. And like Mario's the only thing that comes remotely close, but even that's really different in style, right? Like I don't know. Wii would be the console for it, I suppose. But yeah, man, I'm on a huge kick for these old games, and so yeah, I've sort of been busting out the PlayStation 1 emulator.
I think I got that bug, but just for Super Nintendo right now, and it's been playing some old stuff,
which is a fair bit older, to be honest.
Yeah.
But my childhood was more PlayStation 1 stuff, in my opinion.
For me, it's I think it was pretty much everything.
God, yeah, all right, mega nerd, right here.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Except for Xbox One. Not Xbox One original, Xbox original. I bought it and I returned it. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I played it for Halo, and then after that, like I think something happened to it, and I was just like, I'm just gonna.
Everyone who watched,
I'm just gonna get a PS2. And I started playing like Final Fantasy. And
no,
stuff.
but the Xbox was so good. I used to play Rally Sport Challenge on that all the time. Azuric, hell yes. Azuric watchers in the comments, hell yeah. You know who you are. Man, what a great game. I've got so much nostalgia for Xbox original games. But then PS1s. My mum blew my mind the other day. She mentioned that when she was at college, she had an Atari. I was like, what? She doesn't play games. Well, she does now. I guess she plays stupid casual games on her phone. But still, like, I was like, what the hell?
I remember Vector Man for the Sega Genesis. Anyways,
well, you've got written here that I'm always negative. What is this?
Oh, so I've been listening to your videos, and I caught up with the overview, and I'm like,
whoa, okay.
And I was looking at it, I was like, damn, why is he so negative? Like, you've been negative recently.
I'm not any different recently to how I.
Dude. Like, I don't know. It's like, oh, you know what? There needs to be people are telling me that I'm a fanboy. I need to be more negative and give more critical criticism.
What? I've never said that to you in my life.
No. You didn't say that. I'm just saying that's what's going on.
Oh, you think that's what it looks like?
So like I go on and I'm like, you're like, oh yeah. The Revenant is this and that, and it's like not even finished. And I'm like, it has like three lines of traits, and you're like complaining about it. I don't know. It seemed a little bit weird. It seemed like you're pushing it a little bit, just a little bit.
No, well, look, here's the thing. All right. People are always like one side of the fence or the other. I think I've always been in that same video. Yeah, I said, look, I think some of these Revenant traits are OP. I think some of them are really lame design-wise as well. I don't like the passive. You get CC'd, so you instantly CC them. You hit a low threshold, a low health threshold.
I think it's cool. I think it's different from the other ones.
That's fine.
The
That's
ones in the regular ones were kind of boring. Like,
but so
I guess because I'm
like
used
some
to
of that stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of that stuff I don't like, so I'm going to be critical about. But in that same video, I'm hyped as hell about our character talking in the personal story. And
everyone,
stuff. Yeah,
that's another thing I want to talk about. Everyone is hyped for that. Isn't that interesting? Because I was talking to you, and I was like, I didn't know that people were going to be hyped about this particular thing, even though I was really excited. When I was talking to Bobby, I was like, your character talks. You made the character talk. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, she's like strong. And because I was playing a female female human. And I was like, this is great, dude. I love this. I love this type of character. And she's like, we're going, and of course we go on to talk about stuff. But like, you saw about the process, about the story. I think I mentioned in my video before. And I didn't expect. I put it in there. I didn't talk about it too much because I felt like people weren't going to be interested in what I had to say about, the character talking. But everyone in the comment section, like basically like 70% of the comments were all about, yes, we can finally talk, instead of it being a ton of dialogue, which, I'm okay with reading, but sometimes it's just too much reading. Not like in the.
I can't believe you just said that about Guild Wars 2. I cannot believe you just said that about Guild Wars 2.
Let me explain. Not too much reading in the sense of the word of like there's too many words, too much reading in terms of like just like it's not interesting dialogue.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's not interesting. Like, why
It
am I
is-
reading this? Basically, why am I reading this?
Yeah.
And it's less engaging. For
Do you know what makes me sad about this whole thing as well?
Yeah.
Because it's always easy to look back. It's like people, I think it's not so much just that our character's talking, it's that our character's really well voice acted and is saying cool stuff, but it's also like just the way it's really seamlessly in the game. You know, you're just wandering around and then they just start talking about stuff and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Especially the way they did in that personal story step, it was really, really cool. So I always think it's kind of sad to look back at, you know, there's a whole personal story, the launch personal story. Ultimately, even when Heart of Thorns comes out, that's the first thing people are playing, right?
Yeah.
And there's this whole thing where it's done badly, and you can see how well they've got it now. And it's like, oh, why wasn't the personal story just like this at launch? You know, we'd have so many more people enthused in the lore and stuff, and not just getting bored and tired by the personal story, I suppose. Like, it's a night and day difference, right? It feels like a proper kind of RPG to me now, like a really, really, really strong, well-told story, and they've like seriously nailed it. But and then people are still gonna have to grind through all the personal story as it already stands with the awkward left-right cutscenes and stuff. And you know, because our character talked in the personal story too, but it wasn't that amazing to people, right? The difference is now they're talking and we're kind of still in control and stuff. Anyway, that's my thing about it. That's why I think it's so cool.
It's great.
You know, and because we're badasses.
It's great.
Anyway, so yeah, do you want to do the audio adventure?
Yeah. You ready? You ready for this jelly?
I don't think you're ready for
jelly.
this. I don't think you're ready for
Jelly.
this jelly. Wait, what did she say? I don't think you're ready for this. What something, babe?
Amazing. Great. Yeah, we gotta do a
Okay,
duet
alright.
in real life, you know.
At some point. Well, you did a rap video once. I would gladly rap along with you, bro.
Oh, we should do that. We should do that.
That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah. I think I've learned a lot from doing that video, because I was just doing it as a joke, but then I was like, maybe I can do this and do that.
I could do more. 2 years later, he does one with wooden potatoes. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Something not good.
What the hell? What? I need to replay that. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna talk as I replay it. So, it sounds like you're not at home, or your TV's on, but it sounds like it's either a dog barking or a saw. Ruff, 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 or. And then you say there's something not good, and your wife, is that your wife, laughs. Is that correct?
No, it's not my wife.
Oh, who is that that's laughing with you? What? It's not your wife, so you're out and about.
I'm out and about.
What the heck? Is that maybe something to do with what you do on a Saturday after we record the pod? Maybe?
No.
No, it's not. That's not what you're out and about doing. I have no idea. What the hell? Is it a dog?
No, it's not a dog. It's not a human being. It's not living, should I say.
Oh, is it? It must be some kind of machine. Why? Is that like a tumble dryer dying? Is it literally like it's on its last legs and it is grinding to a
What?
halt?
And I'm like at the laundry.
Yeah, like at the laundromat or
No.
something.
Oh man, you just taking up all the guesses, huh?
I don't know. All right, I've only got one left. I have no. What is that? Is it what other kind of big machine? It's not a human. It sounds like a big machine. You're kind of in like an aircon-y room, right? But I don't know whether that's. I mean, it's winter, so what? It can't have been aircon blasting. You're probably in a place where.
All right, it's not fun unless I give you hints, I think. So it's like, okay. I'm above ground.
You're above ground. Are you like in an? Don't tell me you're in an elevator and then that sound starts playing.
Ooh, no.
You're above ground.
Or things that.
Oh, are you in a plane? No,
Yeah, I
you
am.
didn't do. You're in a plane.
Yeah, you're about to. I'm giving you. Ideas here.
Wait, let me go again then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does sound like a plane. Yeah, that sound in the background. What the hell is that noise on the plane? That is not a reassuring noise.
I might as well just tell you the whole thing then.
All right, let's go for it
So,
again.
all right. So I'm on a plane, right? I'm about to take off, like moments about to take off. I actually had, yeah. But I'm about to take off.
What was that you were going to say?
No, I recorded the whole thing of me taking off and everything.
Oh, right, okay.
Did I talk to you about being next to the old lady and her grandson, and the grandson was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Call of Duty."
No, you didn't.
And then we had this whole
story?
conversation about gaming and how the news, shows gaming about violence and everything. And she was like, "Oh, I don't like Call of Duty," and I'm like, "Oh, that's good. You probably shouldn't let your 8-year-old grandson play Call of Duty." He's like, "Oh, my mom told me I can get it," and she's like shaking her head, and I'm telling her like, "Oh, not all games are like that. It's not all violence. It's not, there's a lot more to gaming than that." And I'm trying to explain to her, something that she's probably never seen before. She probably never seen something like I don't know, Octodad, or like just something
right,
stuff, And she's like, she mentions Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, yep, she's one of those people who watch the news, and she thinks that this is gaming. Gaming is Call of Duty, and it's so sad that something so popular is something so violent. But it is. So I explained to her. We had this conversation. She seemed to understand, but she's old, so she's not going to be very open-minded.
She's already got her opinion.
She's not going to be very open-minded. But she was, we had good conversation. There was no argument or anything like that. But I was like, you probably won't want your son to be playing.
I argued with an old lady about COD on the plane. Yeah. You're a stupid old lady.
Anyways, I was recording the sound that this plane was making. I flew on the same plane, right? But I had to lay away for an hour, but I flew on the same plane. And the same plane would make this sound before taking off. Like,
God.
Yeah. So what you hear, if you listen very closely, is the boy saying, "What is that sound?" And then I say, "Probably not something really good."
Yeah, right.
Or something not good. And then I start laughing, and that's that you hear me laughing.
I wonder if anyone who knows a lot about aviation or planes in general can talk about what the hell that is.
I think he was just like testing the wings or something. That's probably what he was doing. Testing the wings.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead with that because that makes me feel safe.
Yeah, like it's one of those funny things with planes where everyone gets in there like half convinced they are going to die because they're about to defy physics or whatever.
Yes.
But we line up and do it anyway because what choice do we have?
Extremely heavy piece of metal flying through the air because, science,
Yeah, right. On some level, that's exactly what people think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
Well, yeah, that was a pretty good audio adventure. I thought you said you didn't record any while you were out there.
I didn't record the ones I wanted to record. I wanted to get like everyone involved, like everyone I met. Man, I'm afraid to even mention this. I wanted to get one. I didn't think about this at the time, but I wanted to get one with like Jesse and Angry Joe because they would have been totally on board. When we're in conversation, I'm like, "Oh, dude, let's do this thing for my podcast," and they would have been totally on board. So yeah, it sucks. Next time I meet them, which will happen. I'll do that.
Never. Bum, bum, bum.
I've met like Jesse like 20 billion times.
Did he remember you this time? You weren't clear about that, by the way.
Oh, I wasn't? Okay, let me tell you. No, he did remember me.
Oh, God.
He did remember me. It's funny we mentioned that because Total Biscuit never remembered me either, right? But I got a chance to actually talk with him at the Game Vid Expo. And I'm pretty sure he knows me as a chicken and waffles guy because he never had chicken and waffles. So you can always just say that to him. Yeah,
it's like,
and the funny thing is, and I kept messing with him. I was like, oh, every time I would see him and we have a conversation, I was like, oh, you gotta move down here, chicken and waffles, dude. We have the best chicken and waffles. And we need more. This is like when I first met Super Bunny Hop as well. When I was listening to the Co-optional podcast, he mentions that he had chicken and waffles.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting when he comes down here for Dragon Con, how the conversation is going to go.
Oh my god, Dragon Con. Is that soon again? Like that
Yeah,
feels like
it's
that
gonna be
only
this
just
year,
happened.
in the end of the year, third quarter.
Oh, wait, that's
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, a little bit ages away. I'm also going to SGC and then meet everyone. That one video gamer guys, completionists and everything, and then a lot of those type of guys. But yeah, the Jesse Cox, he didn't remember me. He's like, no, I don't. Sorry, I don't remember. I was like, oh, okay. So next time I'll bring some music and a candle, just like you did with Felicia Day. And then he starts laughing, but he didn't remember me, and I was like, okay, so you're gonna remember me now as no, I didn't say that. We were playing the game. We played PvP matches. Me, Angry Joe, Jesse Cox, Shin, and Blue, and we kept winning and stuff. But I had the name Black Honey, and he and I would be the one, since I was doing like the support role. I would be the one saving him a lot because he was getting downed. So he'll always call Black Honey. So that's how he's gonna know me, just like Total Biscuit with chicken and waffles. He's gonna know me as Black Honey. And before he left, he's like, I'm gonna remember you now, Black Honey. And I was like, oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Well, at least he mentioned that at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if they remember me or not. It's just something to mess with them about,
Yeah.
Just to throw it out there. But yeah, that is that story. I feel like I rambled a lot about stuff today.
No, it's cool. It's interesting.
There you go. The movie club.
So movie club, you haven't seen for a while because we skipped last week because we did the special episode.
Yeah. So you're gonna be the driving force. I remember a lot of things, but I think you should lead Samurai Cop.
Well, okay, so it was Samurai Cop. The movie we watched before Samurai Cop was The Room. These are terrible movies.
But this one is
Matt, also, I'm a little bit interested. All right, I view you in a very specific way where, I couldn't imagine, really, I wouldn't have expected that twice in a row, for Movie Club, you have made us watch movies with quite a lot of female nudity in it. And male nudity. And
really?
just...
Hold up, what's that?
Yeah! The Room had loads of it. This
I never
movie had
watched
it as
these
well.
films before, though. So I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Right. But you talk so
didn't know there was
enthusiastically
some
about them.
long sex scene with this guy who can't act. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And then, Samurai Cop wasn't that bad? I don't think.
There was it
wasn't as bad as The Room, though.
I don't know how much detail I should go into, to be honest. That's the thing, because these are things we wouldn't normally talk about on the pod. Like, it's at that level, and it's like, all right, we're just watching these.
You're kind of right. I did kind of bad. Sorry, guys who like family-friendly stuff. I also like family-friendly stuff.
Hey,
as well.
dude, I loved it. It's amazing. Yeah. But still, I was so interested that this was okay. So Samurai Cop came out like a long time ago. I think it actually is supposed to be a joke this time.
No, it's not. Amir.
What?
No.
How?
No. All right. So I told everyone to watch the Red Letter Media interview with the main guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
His name is not Robert. Matt Hannon. Hannon. I guess how you pronounce it. Yeah. He was a samurai cop, and he was saying that Amir was just a bad director and bad writer. Like, he would have them record a session, say that they're done, and then like months later, like they'll bring him back months later, say, "Oh, we're not done. You're not done yet." And the samurai cop Matt already cut off his long hair, so he had to wear a wig through part of the movie, and that's why you see the wig.
Really?
And there's a certain point where it comes off too.
Is that?
Yeah, like, so the editing is bad. Like, there's editing bad. There's continuity issues all over the place. And don't you know where you see his partner would laugh and stuff, and like react to things.
The reaction shots.
He doesn't know what he's reacting to.
Yeah, I know, they're so out of... So to explain to everyone, there's this character, in the movie, he's like the sidekick to the main character, and he's this black guy that's sort of following around this other cop. And most scenes where they're both in it, something will happen. Maybe someone will get shot, maybe someone will mention something dangerous, maybe someone will laugh about something, crack a joke. Whenever this happens, the camera really, really awkwardly cuts to the black guy who's clearly in like a totally different
Frank,
room.
Bro. His name is Frank. Yeah.
We'll cut to Frank, and Frank will say, and Frank will just like have a reaction shot. He'll like go, he'll like gasp, or he'll go, or he'll go, and like it's just so bad. It happens the whole movie. There must be like 50 of those shots of Frank doing that.
Yeah.
It's like terrible.
Yeah, and he doesn't know what's going on. Like he's just it's just so weird that like this guy Amir toasted his movie. Like, you know, like he was really trying to deliver a movie, and he was just bad at it. He was just bad. And Matt was saying that he was getting so mad during the whole film. Like he got so mad that he started delivering lines badly on purpose.
Jesus
And
Christ.
he wouldn't know the lines. Like they give him like the sheet of paper, and then he would just go on set. Like so, he had to just remember them. And oh my gosh, it was just.
I cannot believe but the really cool thing for me, at least, about this movie is The Room was just a terrible movie. It was like really, really, really bad. But the plot itself and the setting, or the genre, if you like, didn't actually offer very much. It was a very dialogue kind of heavy movie too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it was about relationships and stuff. So, it was very kind of muted in where its scenes were taking place and the action that was occurring within them. At least in Samurai Cop, you have this terrible movie with all this cheesy, clunky, horrible editing and dialogue, but it ultimately still is a cop movie with lots of shooting and explosions and fun stuff like that. So it kind of keeps you going, and it's got like that extra little level to it that means it's way more entertaining than The Room was. The Room was just painful. And in the end, you're sort of watching just out of a morbid fascination, but still not really enjoying yourself. While Samurai Cop, yeah, I was kind of...
Poor Denny.
It was like, yeah, this is goofy, and there's just going to be some cheesy fighting.
I don't think I mentioned how creepy Denny was. I felt like I breezed past that. Like how creepy the beginning of it was when he wanted to watch them. Like it was just really creepy. Anyways.
Yeah, it's weird as all
like
man.
The movie is bad. The movie has bad acting.
But I would recommend it. For me, actually, I wouldn't recommend The Room.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Even as like a jokey kind of thing. I would recommend The Room, but I'm saying if you had both of these movies side by side, and you were like, I want to watch a bad movie with potatoes, I want to get drunk with a few friends and watch a terrible movie, which one should we pick? Go Samurai Cop. It's got that extra stuff to it that makes it like The Room can actually genuinely be boring at times, and you're just sort of holding out for what it's going to be like later. But Samurai Cop doesn't. It's not that bad, so but it is still very bad. Really, really good.
Yeah.
So what do you want to watch for next week? Now, I will do... Are you happy to mention this?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've seen this suggestion from 3 different people. 3.
Okay.
Unless the guy that messaged me in-game.
I saw this on your subreddit as well, and I answered to it. 50 Shades of Grey for episode 69.
Yeah.
I think it has to be a thing. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully it comes out on DVD. I don't want to pay money for this thing.
Really? No. Okay. Fine.
It's not gonna come out by time.
Probably not. No.
I mean, we got 3 more episodes.
We did the Hobbit and stuff. Come on.
It's not gonna be in theaters. We need to watch it now, don't we?
No, I think it will be. It'll be in. I'm almost 100% confident it'll be in theaters. Anyway, look, it's for episode 69. We got a couple of weeks anyway, right? That's like what, 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
So we'll be fine. But that's the suggestion. I actually heard, by the way, for what it's worth, that the movie's kind of like very tame and bland, and it's not. Especially compared to like the book, it's not actually that. But you do consider, guys. This, if we were, being cautious about The Room and Samurai Cop because they got a bit of nudity in them or whatever, this one would be kind of hilarious. But I think that'd be so funny, dude.
But let's do a good movie now. Let's do a good movie. And,
all right,
and we barely talked about Samurai Cop. But yeah, there you go. What?
We're an hour in anyway, so like, Jesus. Look at all these TV shows you want to talk about. Look at this. This is mental.
No, I don't want to talk about all of them. All right, maybe I should. I'm going to talk about one, maybe. All right, so
okay.
Let's try to pick a movie that a lot of people like, and we haven't watched yet.
Well, I've got a friend that wanted me to watch a movie called Prisoners, which sounded quite interesting.
Oh, I think
Have you ever heard of Prisoners?
Is it the same thing? Is the with Hugh Jackman in it?
Yes, with Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
yeah.
and yes, and this guy. Oh, I love you. I loved you, Jake Gyllenhaal. I just watched Nightcrawler, and it was like just so creepy and fantastic. It just gives me. Ooh, he gives me the feels. Did you want to watch that? This gives me the feel.
This was a 2013 film, guys.
I already watched it though. I guess this will be more for you. Oh wow, 20 Years a Slave is recommended.
I saw
for me.
20 Years a Slave.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Already. Source Code. I remember that. Source Code was cool.
Oh my god.
It wasn't bad. It was alright.
Wait, do we actually have no ideas for a movie then? Like none.
Let's do something we haven't watched because I've watched that like recently. Donnie Darko.
I actually do want to watch that. I saw that a long time ago, but I was looking at a synopsis of it. That's kind of an interesting movie. I would watch
Jake
Donnie
Gyllenhaal
Darko.
action. Yeah, dude, let's do that.
All right, Donnie Darko then. That's you're gonna have to focus on that movie. It's got like timeline stuff going on.
What are you trying to say? I'm not the one who multitask while I'm watching movies.
I only multitask when they're terrible movies, and I've got Hearthstone installed, which I haven't had installed for months, so it's fine.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say to you right now. Don't even know what to say to you.
Come on, I've been open with you every time I play Hearthstone
right,
while watching movies.
So moving on.
Here's my bit on the TV section. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And I want the listeners to compare and contrast this with Matt's answer. So my bit for TV shows, is I've been trying to watch both The Walking Dead and Better Call Saul, but I haven't seen either of them for about 2 weeks, and so I need to catch up.
Don't you even do me like that.
That's my bit. That's my bit. All right. What have you been watching, Matt?
Well, other than catching up on about 4 series, I've been watching.
Right. Read these out.
These other ones that are that I'm gonna mention. I'm not even gonna mention any of them. All right, I watched a movie called Whiplash. It was fantastic. I'll be short. It's a good movie. It reminds me when I used to play the drums consistently for like about freaking 4 years. No, not 4 years. About 2.5. And it's a good film. You guys should watch it. It's on the short side. Fantastic acting and ending. Yeah, good. Watch that. Yeah. So yeah. Whatever. You know what? All right, fine. I'll just mention 1 or 2. Birdman. I was gonna talk about some other ones too, but since you're trying to be dirty, Birdman.
Whoa,
Birdman was a weird film.
What do you mean?
Birdman was a weird film.
What is Birdman about?
Birdman is.
It's not actually about a Birdman, right?
It's about an actor who played as Birdman in a film in this movie. Like I guess think of it as like the Incredible Hulk or any of those comic book movies, right? But that's what he's known for. So he couldn't shake that from his acting career. So
he was like typecast.
Yeah,
almost.
typecast. So think of him as Carlton from Fresh Prince. Think of him as Lamar Burton from Star Trek. Think about all those guys who got Steve Urkel as well.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jamal White. Like think he typecast basically, where it just ruined his career. He did this role so good that it just ruined his career.
No one can see them as anything else.
So
so he played a superhero called the Birdman.
Birdman, and he is trying to develop this play that he's putting all his money, all his time, everything. Zach Galifianakis is in there as well, and he's fantastic. Oh man, I love that guy.
So this for what it's worth to everyone. This is a black comedy, so it is supposed to be a funny movie. It's just a dark.
It's very dark. Well, not very dark, but it's real, I guess. Real gritty stuff.
Yeah.
He's putting all his money, his time, everything. Marriage on the line, everything. Just trying to deliver this play. He's trying to get the best actors, and I guess that's kind of, I guess, the story of it, and you're gonna see him go through this process all the way until he actually plays in the play for the last night.
The wiki says he is tormented by the voice of Birdman, who mercilessly criticized.
So during the whole film, he's Birdman is talking to him. You know,
his old character.
He's like, "You'll never be anything." And he's like talking in this like Batman voice, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
it's just, and he's like seeing in his mind, he's like seeing that he can like float and fly and push stuff and have telekinesis, and stuff like that. It's really weird. It's a weird film, and all of it is in one cut. They make it look that everything is in one cut, one shot. One shot.
Really? So they make it
seem
the camera never cuts.
No, yeah. So
each scene.
So the actors have to deliver their lines all in one cut until the scene changes. Like, you know, like if they're off the,
it's another
you can
day,
tell when they change the scene, when they like move from through a door. As soon as actors are not on screen, you know, they can kind of seamlessly change it to another hallway. That is like, I guess, hours later, you know, after they cut or whatever, because they have to keep redoing the scenes until they do it good. But yeah, like, hopefully, am I explaining this right? Like, they have to.
I know what you mean.
They have to deliver the lines because it's never cutting, except for the moments where you don't realize it, obviously. So like it will
that
go
sounds
through,
really, really interesting.
So for instance, let me give an example. He's in his dressing room. Right, he's talking, whatever. He talks to himself a lot. Then it goes like, goes to the next scene. But when he's going to the next scene, it's following the actor outside of the room, and then the camera will turn onto the stage, and all of a sudden it's another scene, like it's hours later. But it's all seamless.
So they even do fancy transitions.
The transition is like perfect. And the whole movie is like that, and it's fascinating. Emma Stone is also in here, and she like lost a lot of weight for this role. Like she looks like she's on rehab, like when she just got out of rehab, and she delivers this scene all in one cut, and it's like it's fantastic. Like she's a good actor.
I feel
she's
like
always been a good actor.
If you were in a production like that as an actor, I feel like it'd be more difficult on you. Yes, it would be a harder job, but it's probably something you'd enjoy far more than incredibly high budget, blockbuster Hollywood films where everything is, meticulously done in so many short little cuts, and really you're just delivering a line or two and then that's it, Like this would be, I guess, a lot more what it's like to act in plays and to be in theater, because there is none of that constant cutting, right? Like you get this long, fresh experience of being able to act and react to someone else. I don't know. I feel like that would be really good, more true acting.
Well, no, they don't do one or two lines and cut. They do
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in normal movies.
No, in normal movies they don't do that either. They
can. They absolutely can.
They do, but it's not like what you like. They deliver a line. Okay, next scene, next camera angle. No, they have all camera angles. And then they deliver a scene, and then they pick the ones that they want, and they can cut between them.
It totally did. Yeah, it just depends on the direction of the movie and the.
But they're not going to say, "I hate you," and then they cut.
Oh no, I never meant to give that. But it's still a far cry. Well, from what you make this movie sound like, anyway.
Oh yeah, it's more work.
Like this
is way more work because you have to deliver a perfect. Because the acting was good in this movie. It was just a weird movie. I don't know if I necessarily liked it, to be honest.
Oh really? You didn't? Oh, okay.
I loved what it was about, but the movie itself was just kind of weird. The acting was good. I don't think I felt like I of course I don't regret watching it, but at the same time it's just like I don't know.
Are you recommending it to other people? Would you recommend this to me?
Yeah, I think you would like weird stuff like this. I would recommend it. Yeah, I would recommend it because other people might think it's like fantastic, like everything was perfect. But for me, I feel like it was a little bit weird. And there was a scene like that could have been so much better if it didn't just turn out to a full out makeout scene. Like all of a sudden they added sex to it. Like yeah, it's just like I don't know, like certain decisions were made, and it's just like, it could have been way better if it was just not. They didn't just okay, they start making out now. Oh, that's great. That's great. If you guys seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it was just a really good scene of something that probably does happen on the theater, because it's really nice getting like the behind the scenes look on the theater and what things can happen and how they would like automatically start acting as soon as they get on stage, but as soon as they get off stage, it's like a different story. But yeah, like there's a lot of and the reason why I really do like this movie, even though the theme of this movie is that it's typecast and the struggle of being known for something.
Just the subject.
Yeah,
itself,
the subject. Being known for something, but you're good at something else, but you're still stuck at that thing. And I feel like a lot of people are, like, for instance, another guy I really liked is Childish Gambino. What's his real name? I don't know why. I knew his real name first, and all of a sudden, Childish Gambino, oh my gosh, that's his name. And I forget his other name.
I'm actually looking right now at quotes from
Childish
the people who
Gambino.
made the film talking about it. And they say, what this film talks about, I have been through. I've seen it and experienced all of it. It's what I've been living through the last years of my life. And one of the other people said that, yes, it's a really, really awesome thing. It would have been, but it had to be a comedy. Otherwise, it would have been the most unbelievably self-absorbed look at the subject.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does sound really cool, actually.
It is cool. It's cool. Donald Glover is the guy. He was a guy who did stuff on YouTube. Then he moved up to doing the comedy stuff on he did some writing for 30 Rock as well. So he went from doing some like YouTube stuff, did some writing, then did an acting thing, and then he started rapping, and he just did everything. That is a good example of someone who, he broke out of that, and I kind of like stuff like that. And that's why I kind of like the subject. Yeah, I really love the subject. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That took up all my time for movies and stuff. What about you?
What? All right, I'm going through it. He also had Star Wars Rebels written. He had that DC made a bad movie, which was Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Really? What is this? What is the Throne of Atlantis? They made a bad movie?
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that now.
You guys know that the DC animated movies are pretty good. Like, they're pretty solid. This one was not good. Okay? It wasn't garbage, but compared to the other movie, it was just like, what is this? Like, what is the quality control here? You guys shouldn't have released it.
Oh, these are all criticisms of the movie you've got written.
No, it's not criticisms. It's just scenes that I remember, like, out of the top of my head. Like the submarine scene, like, it's in the very beginning, and the guy who's on the console in submarine is just like, there's on the machine, there's 22 inbound. And the guy's like, what? 22 inbound? I can't believe this. See, we're in an uncharted part of the sea. And he's like, yeah, this is very scary. Like, it's just like, why? It's so...
While the captain is giving the worst performance of his life. Or just the performance of his life.
Yeah. It's just like, it's so inconsistent, and it feels like the movie was cut. Like, it was like 3 hours long, and there's scenes that are just cut from it, and things have to be fast along. Oh my gosh, here's like the worst scene in the movie that I remember. Aquaman saves Superman, Batman, basically the Justice League, Wonder Woman, everyone from Superman, by the way, who's like basically the all-powerful god of Earth, saves him from so the Trident of Atlantis, don't laugh. The Trident of Atlantis puts the Justice League into a cocoon, right? Aquaman escapes and lets out Superman, right? And then Aquaman, for the first time calls the sea creatures to his aid, and defeats like the monster or whatever. Then he goes.
So he's like the hero.
He was the hero at that scene. Aquaman goes to, I forgot her name. There's the assistant of the Queen, right? That of course is the love interest automatically.
Ariel
goes up to her, saves her, and says, "Oh, guess what? I can talk to fish now. Let's go save Atlantis."
What?
Yes. I kid you not.
Why? What?
I can talk to fish now. Let's go save Atlantis.
I have to watch this movie now. I'm sorry, it's another bad movie, but seriously? What?
It's not bad in a sense. There's a lot of bad lines. It's it's cool to look
it's
at.
Okay otherwise?
It's okay, but also bad. Because for DC,
that's like at the bad slot of bad.
Yeah. It's that line right there. I just bust out laughing, and my wife is like, "It wasn't that bad." And but she was laughing when I was laughing though. But yeah, anyways, that's that. It's I don't know, like the instant love scene with Superman and Wonder Woman in the beginning was just off-putting. She's like, "Oh, do you ever feel alone?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do, but I learned how to deal with it. I will show you." And then he just kisses her. It's just like,
really?
What is this? What
Just walk
is
away
this?
at that
This
point.
is terrible. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm done. I'm not watching any more bad movies, guys. For now on, all VisualWood is gonna be all good movies all the time. We're gonna watch what Donnie Darko, and it's gonna be good, right? Hopefully, that's what I remember anyway.
This will not be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
that'll be interesting.
there you go.
At least we'll get some debate in the comments about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you want to end on a riddle.
Oh, let's end on the riddle.
Or perhaps we can do the short story section, of which we have not prepared for or discussed for a few weeks.
Wait, what do you mean short story section? We had a short story section?
Yeah. We talked about doing a short story section.
Really?
On the pod, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any, so we can't.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some questions here. Oh, wow. I'm looking at the comments and it says, "Oh, yo, Angry Joe is amazing," in all caps. And I just slanted his name early on. So don't hate me, Steven Goulet. Don't hate me. Thoughts on first-person view in Guild Wars 2? Gonna
be awesome.
Joseph Turner.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? It's gonna be awesome.
That's it. Thoughts?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I kind of want to play the game purely in first person as like a challenge, silly thing. I might. I don't know. I don't want to throw out random stupid ideas, but it could be cool.
Random stupid ideas.
I'm certainly looking.
Isn't
forward
that
to
what we do in speculation?
No. But stuff that I like, series and stuff that I like to do. But that would be really
okay.
cool. Yeah. I'm not gonna promise people stuff and then end up not having time to do it. But it's especially the FOV stuff. I saw some screenshots last night of the camera changes, and it looks good. It looks so good. I cannot wait. Again, it ties into the whole PC thing, right? And desperately wanting this upgrade. Because man, when I actually can get my hands on that, it's gonna be so good. It will just go perfectly with the first person. stuff. What about you? You got anything specific about it, or are you a bit?
I mentioned this way back at launch. I wanted to do machinimas quite a bit.
Yeah, and little skits and stuff. Right? But they're always very different.
Yeah, it's not worth my time. It wasn't worth my time. I mean, at the time, like Guild Wars 2 was going a little down when it came down to YouTube anyway. But like, it was extremely hard to pull this off in game. With the current system, and finally now we're getting it. Maybe I might try my hand on it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how it works. But you should see. You know, we should do a section where if we ever do the interviews, right? Well, if we do like VisualWood interview, right, where we have a guy come on for a dev team, and then we'll look at the recent trailer and go down in the comment section, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And look
right?
at all,
and then ask those.
and look at all the nice comments and see them response to it, because people were complaining about the first person view with like, they're doing it lazy. Why can't we see our weapons?
Yeah, but there's such a cesspit, dude. I would not want to do that.
Yeah, we should totally do that, dude. We should totally do that.
God.
Dude, don't talk bad about my idea.
Wade in the cesspit.
Cesspit, man. That's such a man. I feel
a good
dirty
word, right?
now. I feel dirty.
Oh yeah.
Now I feel awful.
Shower.
Now I feel like it's a bad idea. Now I'm not gonna do it now.
Oh, was it? Wait, were you
I'm just sad. I'm just working the magic. Relax. Don't worry. I still love you, baby.
BB. Should we just make kissy noises now? And then
Yeah,
cut the
yeah. We
podcast?
should just make hissy noises. And cut the podcast. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed VisualWood this week. Leave down questions down below because we haven't been getting a lot of questions, which is okay. I mean, it's up to you if you want any community interaction. Anyways, we'll see you guys later.
Wow.
What?
No. Just put a door slamming sound effect in there. If you don't want any community interaction. Wait, what? Did I just record a podcast with a hamster?